What's up, replay viewers? My name is Travis. This is two of my backpacks I haven't had out in about a year. Oh, perky perk! And yeah, so these guys, I am dusting them off. I'm actually cleaning out the garage, getting stuff ready for 16. This is actually one of my favorite backpacks. I couldn't recommend it enough. It's the Coyote 4750. This thing is fantastic. And this guy over here, this I just picked up. Actually, my buddy Justin picked this one up. I stole it from him. But this is just like a $30 Sports Authority, man. Got sleet and snow here in Kentucky. Oh, man. And but anyway, I'm going to clean these guys up. I'm going to make sure they're all stocked up with supplies. And then hopefully, hopefully I'm going to be out camping maybe soon. I want to do it out in the sled. Once we get the sled all fabricated and built. She definitely is boss, but I gotta sell the motorcycle so I can get an engine for her. And man, that'd be awesome. So today, how's that light? That light's a little weird, isn't it? Like a lot of brightness coming from the back there. All right, we'll move positions. That's beard looks good. All right, so beard game, Periscope family. You guys get to know this first. I think today is the last day of the beard. I think the beard, I've got one video to go. I'm gonna make a video for Duck. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Duck, but yeah, he's got a legit beard. But I think it's time to go, man. It's starting to cover the lip. I could trim it up a little bit, but it's getting a little ridiculous. Like I'm worried that they're gonna put me on like a no-fly list. So today, man, I started warm calling my customers. I don't know if you call it cold calling, warm calling, but like one of the easiest ways to get sales is just to call your existing customers. And sometimes it can be awkward, especially if you don't do it often. So here's a tip for it. Like I called up a guy, like we do some power washing services for him. We do some mulching for him. So this is like stuff where I have like my install crew go out and do. And like he's a good revenuing customer. He'll always spend like 10 to 20 grand every like 2 or 3 years on like doing stuff. He actually manages a high rise on the water. So it's really cool. So I call up Robert. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Oh, good to hear from you, Travis. Good. And biggest secret for cold calling your customers, let them do the talking. So you call and you say, hey, this is Travis from JIT Supply. And they're like, oh, hey, Travis, how's it going? And then you're like, oh, good, man, how's your holiday, et cetera, et cetera. And then they will open up with like, hey, you know what, our mulch is looking a little shabby. Or you can ask a question. I'm calling today to ask you about how your mulch is looking or make sure that patio deck is nice and clean. And that will open up a dialogue. Now, today, Robert didn't have any work, any tasks, but he did say, you know what, you're number one on my list of vendors that I will be calling. There's a ton of things to be done at this high rise, so let me make a list. What's up, Thompson? Welcome for joining. You haven't missed anything. We're talking about warm calling your customers. It's not a cold call. If they know you and have experience with your work, that's upselling. Yeah, that's why I call it like a warm call. I don't know what exactly to call it. Because it is like, hey man, I haven't talked to you in 4 months. So it is like a little like, hey, why are you calling me? So I call that a cold call because it's pretty much like, hey man, I'm calling you to upsell you. You don't want to go, yeah, it's inside sales. I'm with you on that. So regardless of the definition of it, everyone's got a customer list, no matter how big or large or small. Hit it up, take your best people. I constantly, and I'm doing this more moving into 16, I am making my top ranking customers. I do it. I number my people. I got my number 1 customer, my number 2. If you're in my top 10, I take care of you like all the time. You guys make up 80% of our revenue. I'm going to come back, check for replay. Peace, Tomps. And so cold calling your customers. Number 2 tip, because it's the end of the year and you get away with these things. Change your terms. I'm about to change some terms. Like on the supply side, I like the best supply customer for us as far as us managing our business is having their credit card on file, sending out their order, sending them an invoice, and ringing their card. So freaking simple. Keeps our cash flow straight. We pay a little bit of credit card fee, but it makes everything really, really simple for us. Some of my customers, they get an invoice, they send a check-in. So 2-3 weeks later, they send a check-in for their mulch. That is a super headache because it puts us in a position where sometimes I need that cash to come in so I can buy more mulch, so I can sell more mulch or sod or shell or whatever it is that we're selling. So we will be changing the terms. This is an awesome time to just email your client list. If you don't have an email list yet for your clients, do that. You can use MailChimp. They get a free version. You can use Aweber. I think they have a free version. But basically, just put your people in an email list and then segment that list so that way you can send things out to them anytime that you want to. CreateScapes. My CreateScapes, man. Thanks for joining, dude. Yeah, dude. So, actually, that's Scott. I think that's Scott. That's you, man. Comment up. I actually hit you up earlier today. Scott's one of our local guys here, and I actually called him today about mulch questions. I think I got a voicemail on you, though, Scott. So if you guys are just joining us, thank you for inviting followers. My name is Travis. I run JIT Supply out of Sarasota, Florida. I built and sold 4 lawn and landscape companies, and I saw a huge hole in our local market for building up a supply company. I felt like all of our suppliers around here kind of sucked or didn't give a shit about us. And so I started a supply company, and our secret sauce is we have a kick-ass machine service. So we do a lot of machine stuff, a lot of Bobcat, a little mini excavator, that type of stuff for guys, in addition to selling them their products. And we share that with you guys because I think that everyone can copy what we do. And thanks, Scott. I think everyone can copy what we do or be benefited by working with someone like us. So, like a lot of you guys, like I know some of you guys in Canada, some of you guys are over in Australia, but like, man, if there's a JIT Supply or a guy that's kind of like a JIT Supply in your town, it totally helps out like a nice little circle of landscaper. It's almost like a co-op, and that really, really helps guys out. So, changing terms, man. Something that we're definitely going to do this year. This is a good time to do it. And the last kind of tip I have for you is this is a great time to up your prices because it's the end of the year and you get away with that. You know, like no one's like, oh, this guy's a dick. He's upping prices. It's like, you know, it's October 15th or October 9th and he's upping his prices. Like, what a dick. You know, like you get it like at the beginning of the year. You're like, hey, we're moving to 16. Like, evaluate your costs. If your costs are going up, what's your cost of insurance? Do you even know your cost? And like, what's up, Austin? Thanks for joining, bro. And like, so this is a great time to up your prices. You can also put that in your term sheet. I know that we're also putting on our term sheet a lot of things that we do not do anymore. There's a lot of things that are going on in 16 that we no longer happen in 15 that we will no longer be doing in 16. They're unprofitable. They're a pain in the ass. It doesn't help us like at all, and it's not even good for the customers. Like a lot of times, like you'll get like customer requests, and they're like, "Oh, I need this and that," and like actually you don't, and actually like that's not like efficient or good or whatever. But we're going to put that in our terms, and we're also going to use that paper as a way to explain some of our terms. So we're just going to say, hey, term, and then we've got, you know, the print off to the side. This is why we do this, because obviously terms are always due to be, you know, moved around. But we had a couple over last night for dinner. They work at a $4.5 million a year vinyl and t-shirt supply company. So it's very much just like our supply company. But they were like, dude, if I could tell you one thing about going from, they started in a basement, like a lot of companies, and they grew this thing. They're like, if I could tell you one thing that we're dying on right now, get everything in writing. Like, put everything in your SOP. And you guys remember I talked about the strategic operating procedure in your SOP. That is just your Word document, a Google document, whatever. It's your playbook of how you run your business. So, like, for example, in our SOP, you go to equipment, and under equipment, everything we own is listed there. And then in the equipment thing, you can look up gooseneck trailer. And then gooseneck trailer, what's the air pressure on the gooseneck trailer? 85 pounds. So that way, when you get a new employee or you get new team members or anything like that, you're able to just say, hey, man, it's in the SOP. And then if you get a guy who, you know, as you discover knowledge, basically, you know, the company will amass knowledge. You dump it in the SOP. So the SOP is getting smarter and smarter, and essentially it's just like a Bible to run your company on. A big part of that SOP is your term sheet. So this is an awesome time to, thanks, Austin, man, I appreciate that, bro. This is an awesome time to change your terms, up your prices. Doesn't have to be ridiculous, but I see this in the lawn care industry all the time. People are mowing a house for like $100 a month in, you know, Florida. It's $25 a cut, whatever. They got it on a monthly. Always do it on a monthly if you can. And they like keep it there for like 5-6 years, you know. And then like when they go and bid another property, then they bid it like 90 or 95. Like no one like takes a $100 property and like, hey man, it should be $120 now. Like it's been 6 years. we should be charging $120. Well, oh, what if they drop us? What if we lose customers? Well, if you're not making any money on that guy, or the house is a pain in the ass, like, dude, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like, well, thanks, man. I appreciate the invites, man. That's awesome. I'm trying to break 200 followers by the end of the year. I don't know if we're gonna make it, man. We only got 5 to go, but I'm not sure if we're gonna make it. So that's my tips: cold call / warm call / inside sales on your customers, man. Hit that customer list up, and call them up, see how they're doing, see how their holidays were, see what you can do for them. And if you let them talk, then you can learn. That's what you're kind of learning as an entrepreneur, is you want to know feedback from your customers. You want them to tell you everything, so that way you can make offerings that are exactly what they need. You can help them, and you're going to increase your sales. Change your terms. This is a good time to do it. And think about your pricing structure. If you don't have a pricing structure, this is a great time to do it. Put it on your term sheet and send it out. So that was my tips for today. You guys go kill it. This is the last week of the year. This is a freaking crucial week. That's why I'm going to shave the beard, man. I'm going to get ready for 16. We're going to be sprinting in January, dude. We're excited. So you guys hit us up on gojitsupply.com. You can follow us on our email list there. That website is in progress. It is going to be a freaking awesome source. Thanks, man. Happy New Year to you too. Hope you guys have awesome. I will talk to you guys before the new year. I'm going to try to scope a little bit more often. I'm going to get a schedule going on. Maybe that'll be in our new terms. But you guys have an awesome day. Go out there, kill it, make some calls. Love the hearts. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.